Not only can I do things where I'm playing this oscillator by doing that, and then pressure changes over here. So that's changing the wave shaper with more pressure, and then I can add anything I want in terms, and this way I have modulation index being raised, which is more evident on the higher pitches if I do this. So I program these as keys, different pitches. Up and down is changing the wave shaper. Pressure is additionally changing the wave shaper. This is changing the wave shaper. That's the volume control. But you can set up anything right back, and then switch presets by if you wanted to. Like I do, programming something different for this. And it's changed my sequence pattern, which is now jumping around and doing different things. And you can fuck with stuff like this, changing the wave shaper. If you ever want to bring it back, you can just always recall the preset right away. So the things that are measured are memorized. If I did, just to change. Then just bring it back. So that's one of the coolest performance features, is that you can just bring all of the settings back except cables. That's about as far as I got with the audio portion of our day. The other things that are interesting is that you have this mixer which has a ton of backfold in it, so it tends to saturate fairly easily. But you can use, this is a quad mixer, you can actually use the C and D buses as a stereo aux send, which is what I do most of the time. I use it as an aux send out to something like this fine yellow friend sitting here, and then I'll bring that in back into the mixer to it as a sub-mixer here. But that's the bootleg in general. I could go into more detail about stuff, but I think we'll do that individually. Probably just turn it over to somebody else so we can all do our bit and then whatnot. Unless anyone had any questions about something I specifically did or said. Cool, who's next?
I just have a quick question next.
Okay.
I just have one regarding like the old vehicle modulars, like have they always been digital? I mean, like you mentioned this digital oscillator.
Yeah. No, he started incorporating digital, a couple of digital products in the 200 series, and then he switched to the 300, 400, 500, 700. That all had increasing amounts of digital. The 700 was entirely digital.
Right.
So he's always had that, but the 200 series, no, only at the very end did he do a couple of things. The technology just wasn't really there to make it viable or stable. So it's not his forte, really.
The one thing though, the pendulum and ratchet, does that recall settings as well? No.
So any white knobs, like the this product here, this module and this module, are made by a different guy, Chris Muir, who has a company called Ear Drill. And
so white knobs mean
no recall.
Right.
White knob.
Yeah, it just got to end with the E, the number, the motor number.
Yeah.
E means patch settings,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So when he first brought back the idea of going into production with the 200 again, I think the very first module he did was the 297, which is exactly the 297 from the old one. That's why it has no recall on it. It's just a fully analog thing about that thick. It's really thick.
I think the 297 never got released, honestly.
Never got what?
I think he only drawn it and never released it. And he
The phaser.
Yeah. I think it never got released.
But I got it.
It got released like 4 years ago when they started everything.
I mean
Yeah,
the
so
original.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
The original. They means wasn't released.
Is that it? On to the next person? So we can focus on drinking.
Yeah.
Next. All right.
And cheers for getting all the Yamaha.
It'll be interesting when you...
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
Speaking of, I might as well mention it now. How do we have to switch?
No, what we're doing tonight is we're doing a raffle.
Yeah.
With 3 prizes.
Which means, well, there are 3 prizes. There is let's come over here and see, there is a Synth sampling mini delay. That is actually a prize today. And there is,
Pretty exclusive.
CCCP 303 clone oscillator, which is also a prize.
Signed by the manufacturer.
Signed by the manufacturer.
Come to the box too.
And
And other bodily fluids.
Everything you can carry.
You get a tiny jack cable, which won't work on any of your Euro units.
Carry on.
We're giving away a Tenorion. So
Wait.
it's not the magnesium one, because we didn't have any in stock at the moment. But this is a brand new non-V-stock orange Tenorion.
Lovely.
So this is what I managed to get.
Orange, it's all of Holland.
So how are we going to raffle this thing off?
I hear you give it to me, but listen.
Do we have raffle
I can't
tickets?
answer, so I can't get it. I don't have one.
But if your name comes out for the Tenore,
You give it to
then
me.
you have to go to the second person.
For me.
right, so
It's going to have to be names on pieces of paper
Yeah.
thrown up
Yeah,
in the air.
exactly.
And see which one lands
Right,
there.
Paul-
Okay.
Paul wanted there to be a donation.
We didn't want to.
I know a good ID.
I'm poor.
A number, and I'm sorry.
Of course, I think it should go to donation, if that was...
But we're talking small money. I mean,
Yeah, we can just like throw 10 kroner each or
to
something.
enter to win this.
And we put like,
20 euros.
why don't we, hang on,
money and show a picture of
Andreas,
Yes.